Hello, folks. Trying to go live on Periscope, and apparently I can't. That'll upset like 2 people. Let's see here. I'm going to try one more time. Yeah, let's remove this. So we've got 5 minutes. I've got 5 minutes left here until the town hall start, and I still haven't decided which one to watch. Which one do we do? We've got. Can you guys hear me? Okay, say hi and tell me if you can hear me. Can you? I've got my headphones on. I think my microphone is in these things. Can you hear me? Give me a comment on Facebook. We're watching on YouTube. We really love for y'all. We're going to be on Facebook for a while, but we might move over to just YouTube tonight based on what kind of. Sometimes Facebook will kick us off because if it overhears the broadcast that I'm not showing, but it kind of picks it up, it thinks that I'm taking copyrighted material. Okay, yep, I see people. Hi, everybody. Hello, I love this. Somebody tell me which town hall should I watch? And then I got I saw a tweet, and it's Tucker. Okay, let me read it. Fine, I'll read it to you here. Hold on, just a second. I got a tweet sent to me by one of my stealthy researchers, and it's from the Tucker Carlson show, and it says the show has obtained new Hunter Biden emails that expose corruption. You will not want to miss tonight's report. Tune in now. But I've got a Tucker to watch, I got a Trump town hall to watch, and I got a Joe Biden town hall before. Tell me, comment. Should we watch Tucker together? Should we start with the Trump town hall? Should we start with the Biden town hall? I kind of think that the most interesting of it all, I'd like to see how Joe Biden handle it, right? Don't you think? I mean, yeah, Trump, I will. Here's the other thing. This is embarrassing. First of all, do you think you could get me one of my lights from downstairs? Very shadowy. I've got my evening face on, and my evening face is my makeup from 10 a.m. today. So that's not good for you folks or for me looking at myself like this. I will pick something to watch, and then I will go back and I will watch the other one after this is over, recorded. And then, as I am apt to do, I will go back and watch Tucker. I usually go back and watch Tucker at least half of his show. And if it continues to be like super interesting and relevant, which the majority of his show is, then I end up watching the whole thing. And then I'll go watch Hannity and see what he has to say. But I haven't decided yet. I'm still on Fox. Let me read what you guys are saying here. And also, just a reminder, if you are trying to pick right now whether to watch on the Annie Frey Show Facebook page, which is where a lot of you are, let me look here and see. Yeah, the vast majority of you are on the Annie Frey Show Facebook page. If you've ever watched us and you don't mind watching us on the YouTube page, sometimes Facebook will kick us off if they hear some of this stuff in the background. YouTube doesn't do that nearly as much. So if you want to move over to YouTube, that's a much better place to watch this. And I might not be able to do the Facebook portion the whole time. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm about to be lit. And by that, I mean like physically lit, not like lit, the fun kind of lit. 2. Oh, yeah. Okay. There. I'm in my cozy comforts of my blankets and my chair. These are what we affectionately call old people chairs. My husband and I each have our own comfy, cozy recliners, and they're wonderful. Do you have chapstick? He's usually got it. All right. Reading through here, everyone's saying hello. I'm asking, do I watch the Biden town hall, the Trump town hall, or Tucker Carlson, who's going to be reporting on these emails? I think I got to watch one of the town halls. I'll go back and watch Tucker later anyway. And, ooh, I'm not live. What was I doing? And I'm also going to be watching on YouTube TV, which if you were watching these at home, sometimes, oh, thank you. Sometimes the YouTube TV is a little bit of a lag. So if you're watching this on your own and you hear mine in the background, mine might be a little bit late. Can you hear me now? Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. All right. Trump. TT says Trump. Jeannie says Trump, of course. Jeff says flipping back and forth. Beth says watch Biden, should be hysterical. RT says Biden ABC. Will they ask him anything real? I'm really wondering about that. How they're going to handle this situation. Maybe we should, or should I watch the Dodgers and the Braves? No. The Dodgers or Braves are going to win. Huh? The Braves are going to win? Well, we already know what's going to happen in that game.
Only watch if the Braves are going to win.
Yeah, I don't want to watch the Dodgers win. Trump Town Hall. Where's ABC? Or we could watch Family Feud, which apparently is just getting over. What if we had a Trump-Biden Family Feud? We could have, on one side, you'd have Donald Trump, you'd have Don Jr., you'd have Ivanka, you could have Barron, because he's tall, and Melania, and then on the other side, you could have Joe Biden, and you could have Hunter Biden, and you could have that guy from Ukraine, and that guy from China. Get what I mean? That might persuade some people. Here we go. Oh, George Stephanopoulos, Mr. Mansplainer himself. Our town hall with Joe Biden starts right now. Just a reminder, if I get kicked off here, go watch us on the Annie Fry YouTube page. They're opening up the ABC Biden town hall with an ad for Joe Biden, it looks like. Okay, I got to pop over and see. Oh, man, guys. This is too much. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. There's the Trump town hall. Let's see what this looks like. You guys, tell me what you're watching. Tell me what I'm missing. Oh, they're doing the same thing for Trump on the NBC one. I wonder if his relationship, like with The Apprentice and everything, has anything to do with this. Okay, you know what I need to do? Okay, I got the Trump town hall up there. I am going to put on my phone here. All right, Jared, what are you doing? Okay. Can you turn it down a little bit? Just a little bit. Savannah Guthrie with the biggest microphone muff I've ever seen. You guys, what are you watching? Okay. Oop, we got Brad. Brad is our new YouTube moderator. So say hi to Brad when you go to YouTube. Annie Fry on YouTube. We should be live there right now. Let's see. Trump is smiling so big. He's back. It makes me so happy. I don't think Savannah Guthrie. Is that Savannah Guthrie? Is that right? Her makeup's not good. It's too much. First question from Savannah Guthrie, assuming it is Savannah Guthrie, is do you have any remaining symptoms? And he's like, nope, I'm all good. This setting for him is good. He's... Oh, I was going to pull up here. Hold on. I got too much going on, guys. I'm panicking. Don't panic. It's not a time to panic. Oh, right now, at the same time, I've got Biden on my phone, Trump on the TV, and here's what's happening right now in this moment. Is somebody confirm to me that this is Savannah Guthrie? Because I'm going to keep calling her that until someone corrects me. Is that Savannah Guthrie?
I don't know. My phone keeps playing at the TV because there's too many of them.
We're all streaming the same thing. Trump is asked, do you have any, first question is, do you have any remaining symptoms? And he's like, no, none, feel great. And he's talking about Regeneron. He's talking about the therapeutics that have been developed, talking about how that he's gone through this and he's gotten past this and how we're working on it. And Joe Biden is here sitting like super far away from George Stephanopoulos, which, you know, you don't want to get too close to mansplaining there. And they're talking about how Donald Trump panicked when the coronavirus started, and it's just like one of them is selling confidence, and one of them is selling fear. And Biden is selling fear based on things that he's actually hypocritical on. Having George Stephanopoulos, I'm going to be talking to you and my husband here because he's here and he's used to me just like doing a radio show all the time. It's horrible. But don't you think from a visual standpoint, you guys tell me too, but don't you think from a visual standpoint, Joe Biden over here and George Stephanopoulos over here, oh, that's not George Stephanopoulos, having them sitting on these chairs far apart inside a room and having a woman interviewing Donald Trump in an open area, they're on like counter high chairs. As long as Trump handles this well, this is a good visual for him. And him being on NBC is a really, really good thing. I agree, Ozark. Smart move for Trump. And thank you for watching us on YouTube. These are all good questions he needs to be asked. They're asking about the Amy Coney Barrett nomination announcement, the super spreader event right now. Savannah Guthrie, thank you. She's my life producer. Hey, you guys, comment and tell me where you're watching. What are you watching right now? Are you watching Trump, Biden, or Tucker? Okie Tokie, which Spider-Man are you watching? We like Spider-Man in this house. K-Matt says, when you text Katie at 9:30 to tell her you need something for the show, can you tell her we missed her today? Of course I will. I'll tell her right now. She knows. She's very missed when she's not there. You guys are all watching Trump. Trump, 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 Trump. Matthew says watching me. Hi. Hi, Matthew. Thanks for watching. Dave is watching Biden, you strong man. You watching Biden, tell me what you're seeing. Chris, watching Biden from Edwardsville while shaking my head. Report, tell us what you're seeing. Timothy, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Keep working hard. I'm surprised you didn't say it came from China. Julie's watching Biden says this is already a bunch of BS softball questions to Biden, and she's ramming not wearing masks and testing up Trump's ass. Vicky, I totally hear that. I'm not a Hallmark Channel watcher, but everyone has their thing, and you watch the heck out of that Hallmark Channel. His I'm getting heated meter is on the scale of 1 to 10, tipping from 5 to 6 right now. Dave says, Annie, you are going to need another vacation after the election. Oh, don't you know it? Disney World. I'm going to message people here and see if they want to join us on the Facebook Live. Trump needs a smile. He's sitting on this countertop high chair and he's got like 1 foot up on the rung and 1 foot down. He looks very casual and engaged.
So let's just be clear about it. It also needs more depth. Do you support herd immunity as a strategy? Essentially just let the open stick.
Savannah just asked him if he supports herd immunity as a strategy. John says, I think we're going to need a lot of Stumpies between now and Election Day. You're darn right. StumpySpirits.com. Go get some from a local Columbia, Illinois dealer. So delicious. Chris says that Biden just said he would possibly try to mandate a vaccine. Mike says on YouTube, Biden claimed Trump actually said that to inject bleach. This guy is nuts. Jackie says Biden wants governors to mandate masks. Oh my goodness. Scott says, Annie, I have you on my laptop, Trump on the TV, and Biden on the tablet. I need a drink. I hear that. Who do you see on the TV?
You.
What about that TV?
President Trump.
Tell them. You want to tell them? Who do you see?
President Trump. I don't know who's talking.
Hold on a second. There is a woman. There is a woman over Trump's shoulder in a red mask, nodding her head while Trump is saying, "I denounce white supremacy."
It's estimated by every major study done from the University of Washington to Columbia that if in fact more
He did say, I denounce white supremacy. Okay, he said it clearly again. Ugh. Ask about QAnon now. Do you see this woman over his shoulder?
$1.3 trillion of the $2 trillion in his tax cuts went to the top 1/10 of 1%. That's what I'm talking about.
Savannah Guthrie hates Donald Trump.
And by the way, just take a look. We reduced the corporate tax rate from 35%.
Can we talk for a second about how the Democrats just spent the entire week talking about how the Affordable Care Act is about to go away, and all they have asked Trump about is why he's racist, what about QAnon, and why did you have a super spreader event at the White House? They don't give a shit. Sorry. They don't care about, I'm sorry. They don't care about the Affordable Care Act. They only care about your votes. And I apologize for that. I hope nobody heard, no small ears heard me say that. They don't care about it. It's just politics. Oh my gosh, this makes me so mad. This is what happens when you spend all of your waking hours around this stuff. I'm sorry. This woman over his shoulder. If you guys aren't tuned into Trump right now, you need to tune in to watch this woman over Trump's left shoulder on the right of your screen. And she is all like to what Trump is saying. Sorry, Vicky. Savannah Guthrie's shoes are straight out of 1996, and I don't like them, but that's not neither here nor there. Oh, the election. Why are we here? Gosh, she is not being cool and chill. I don't care if she's nice. I don't care if she's not asking softball questions like Biden's getting, but she is not chill right now, and it's a bad look.
North Carolina, 500,000 applications in Virginia. No, it's a tremendous problem. But let me just tell you, they talk about the peaceful transfer, right? They spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Oh, I love this woman in the red mask. She is emphatically nodding to the things that Trump is saying. The answer is yes, I will. And I want it to be an honest election. Yeah. Oh my God, this is am I reading this wrong? Is this a horrendous look for Savannah Guthrie right now? Are you guys seeing this? Is this unbelievable? So Trump, oh my gosh. Asking about the Bob Woodward tapes. Oh my gosh, you guys, I need to know how you're feeling about Savannah Guthrie. Is she under your skin? Do I have no rope left for patience? Mark, Annie, what's the brand name of earmuffs with speaker here? I want those best. Oh, I'll post a link here to it. I just got them on Amazon. Here you guys go. These are the headphones. I just posted the link to Amazon that I use to try to sleep at night. Let's see here. Okay, I posted the link, but the link only actually ended up going to Facebook. I don't know why. Go to the Annie Fry YouTube page if you want to see the link to the Amazon headphones that I... Oh, there it goes. Now it works. If you're watching Biden, keep updating us. Good question. You know who I wish was moderating this? Megyn Kelly. You guys like Megyn Kelly? Oh my gosh. Mike says on our YouTube page had to go back to Biden. Savannah driving me crazy. Sounds like she wants to argue everything. Ugh. How's the Biden thing going? Tell me. You guys need to report on that for me. Jillian says Megan would be much better. Jan says Megan would be great.
We've sent billions and billions of dollars to the hospitals. In addition, hundreds of millions of masks and gowns. And we went into the ventilator business because this country was not equipped with ventilators. And I'm not blaming anybody for it. But we're now making thousands of ventilators a month. And we have all we can use. We're sending them all over the world because the world needs them. So they work very hard and really very, very effectively. Thank you. Great question.
Let's talk to Isabella and put the mic close to your mouth. Okay, go ahead. Mr. President, my parents are, as you heard, both frontline healthcare workers, and I've seen the physical and the mental tolls that this pandemic has taken on them firsthand, as well as the exacerbation of coronavirus due to Americans who are not wearing masks or participating in social distancing.
The daughter of the mom is talking to her question right now,
on the importance of mask wearing.
asking about mask wearing.
No, because I was okay with the masks. I was good with it, but I've heard many different stories on masks. I mean, I had, being president, you have people, they bring meals, they bring this, and I had an instance recently where a very wonderful person is bringing me a meal and he's playing with his mask and he's touching his mask all over the place, and then he's bringing a plate in, and I'm saying, well, I don't know, that's so good. The good news, I didn't eat it, okay? I decided not to eat it. This was a month ago, but look, you have from the masks, you have two stories. You have a story where they want, a story where they don't want. I am all for it.
I don't get that because it's just all of your public health officials, your administration, they're in unison about this. They're all in unison about it. The University of Washington, which is they have a model that your coronavirus task force relies on.
Ozark, you're making a very good point because Savannah's aggressiveness is actually overtaking Trump's aggressiveness. She's making him look good in a way that I don't think she wants to make him look good. At least it doesn't seem like that.
Influence as president. You could go to you could require an ear rally and you could say, everyone put on a mask right now. And the University of Washington said,
University of Washington, then you have other places say different things. You have a lot. Hey, Dr. Fauci says don't wear a mask, right?
At first, but then everybody agreed.
No, I don't know that he changed his mind. But then you have a report coming out 2 days ago.
Holy cow.
5% of the people wearing masks.
I looked at that report. It's not about mask wearing. It was neutral on that.
Wouldn't that be something if somebody came up there and was like handed a question that they have to ask and be like, Mr. Trump, what's it like to have a hostile media with you everywhere you go, like Miss Guthrie? What would they do to you?
They couldn't do anything to you.
I'd do it.
Free speech.
The first person who asked a question, like, held up their piece of paper and they're like, Mr. President. I don't even remember what her question was, but it was basically like, do you regret the way you handled it? Okay, so let's go down and go to Biden, see what this guy knows. It'd be really stupid if they're
$1,000
on.
payment for first-term home buyers. In addition
Oh
to
my
that,
gosh, he just looks so
what
old.
all the studies now show, and I've been arguing this for a long time, is young black entrepreneurs are just as successful as white entrepreneurs or anyone else. Give them a shot. But you can't get the money. Where do you go to get the startup money? So what President Obama and I did, we had a program where we took $1.5 billion.
If you go and you look at what Joe Biden looked like 15 years ago and you look at what he looks at right now, doesn't look like the same person. His skin's been pulled pretty tight.
$200,000 for your new startup.
This town hall has like 8 people in it. Did you see that? Wait and see. So I'm watching Joe Biden right now on ABC. They pan to the audience where the audience would sit, and there's like probably seats in there for maybe 100 people, and it looks like there are maybe 10. And they're like obviously socially distanced. What do you want? You can't come up here. I'm Facebook Living. Nope. Sorry. He switches lanes without using the blinker when he talks. You know what I'm saying?
But my home was in a white neighborhood on one side of a highway, and yours in a black neighborhood. Same exact home. Your home will start off being valued 29% less than my home. Yet your insurance for that home will be higher. You'll be taxed more for it. We've got to end this. That's what got me involved in politics in the first place. They call redlining.
That's what got you involved in politics in the first place 47 years ago, and now you're gonna fix it? I mean, can you?
I think so.
I think so.
This is the way every other. How do most, like my dad, he lost his job up in Scranton.
He doesn't finish a sentence.
Moved down to Delaware to claim out Delaware steel town.
And everything that he answers is about my dad and why I grew up here. And
Finally got back. He lived in apartments, became 6 and 8 housing. Much later, it wasn't normal apartments. But it took him 5 years to be able to buy a home. Well, we bought a 3-bedroom home with 4 kids and a grandpapa living with us, but it accumulated wealth. You build up wealth. That's how middle class folks make it. They build up wealth.
hey, Pam. Oh, thank you. Pam on our YouTube channel just sent us a $5 super chat. Here's a donation to help you be able to ask your question. Man, if I were at that debate and they gave me some canned question to ask and it was going like that, I mean, unless I had to sign some document that said I wouldn't do that. Pam, don't you think that's what needs to happen? Like a real person, like a Joe the plumber at one of these events needs to show up and you're not taking the media to task. Ask a straight question to the president. He's still going on. Pam, thank you. I really appreciate that. We are working on some new things, some exciting things for the show, and all of these YouTube super chats go a long way to help us do that. And even though it's even if it's 99 cents or whatever other people have sent, Pam, we really appreciate that. So thank you. That's a YouTube super chat.
Thank you, Vice President Biden. Nice to meet you.
Okay, let's.
What's your view on the crime bill that you wrote in 1994?
She's a Republican?
Which showed prejudice against
Is she Latino?
Where do you
Her
stand
name
on
looked
that?
Latino.
Well, first of all, things have changed drastically. That crime bill, when it voted, the Black Caucus voted for it. Every black mayor supported it across the board. And the crime bill itself did not have mandatory sentences except for 2 things. But it had 2 strikes and you're out, which I.
Brad, do you know what the question actually was?
It had a lot of other things in it that turned out to be both bad and good. I wrote the Violence Against Women Act. That was part of the assault weapons ban and other things that were good.
But what about the crime bill?
What I was against was giving states more money for prison systems that they could build, state prison systems. And you have 93 or 100 people in jail now as in a state.
All right, I'm going back to Trump. Who are you guys watching right now? Right now, October 15th, 7:32. Who are you watching?
This is such a big issue for voters. In point of fact, your administration is about to go to the Supreme Court to argue to throw out the rest of Obamacare, which includes the protections for pre-existing conditions. So you're
33 minutes in, and they're asking about Obamacare.
trying to get rid of that protection
In order to replace it with a much better healthcare at a much lower.
Red Mask is still nodding her head back there. Who is she? I want her on the show. I don't think Katie's watching right now, but let's get her.
Maybe I changed the body a lot over the last 3 years, but we will protect people with pre-existing conditions.
Vicky, thank you. I've always wanted to send a super chat, and so glad my first one is to you. Vicky, thank you so much. You and Pam and so many of the people here are all such great supporters of our show, and I just am really grateful for the support you guys give me. It makes it the relationship feel a lot more personal, and I really do appreciate it. Savannah Guthrie is wagging her finger at Trump, and it's upsetting some of the people in my house right now. We should be on the same side. Good line. Vicky's first super chat, $5 to the Andy Brad Show. Yeah. See, this is where if I were not doing this live with you guys, I'd be on Twitter right now, because I have a feeling if you went to Twitter right now, Guthrie is getting blown to pieces. But this woman over his shoulder, especially because she appears to be a black woman, and her nodding emphatically like this is a huge asset to Donald Trump in this capacity, in this dichotomy.
couldn't care less about our people, and we should have a stimulus. And I want a stimulus. The Republicans will approve a stimulus. The problem is she doesn't want to do it because she thinks it's bad for her election. The fact is, she's wrong because people know she's in our way. She's not approving it. She doesn't approve.
Bringing out the knives for Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi, we are ready to sign and pass stimulus, but she's got
did not love the back and forth of Washington, but this has been a roller coaster. Back in early October, you one day tweeted, "No more negotiations until after election day. I'm walking away." Then I think the next couple of days you said maybe we can do something targeted.
Thank you, Vicky, again for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate it.
No, you're not for that. So you're the big deal maker. How come this is so how you yourself have changed the position?
Did you ever hear a word called negotiation? We're negotiating, okay?
Okay, I gotta see what Twitter is saying here. You know what? I'm gonna put this up here with you guys so you can see my Twitter feed.
We should have stimulus. This was not our people's fault. This was China's fault. And she's penalizing our people. I'm ready to
All right, you guys, you're gonna get to see my Twitter feed. My apologies to anything that goes in on it. Let's see here.
I want it to be big. I want it to be bold. I want the money to go to direct.
They're going to go big. They're going to be a number.
They're going to be so far they have not that they would have an estimate because I can't get through Nancy Pelosi. If Nancy Pelosi and I, through my representatives or directly, I don't care. If we agree to something, the Republicans will agree to it.
Okay. My next question comes from, this is interesting. She voted for Clinton in 2016, but recently changed her registration from Democrat to Independent. She says she's truly undecided. Her name is Becky Lightman. Hello, Becky.
Barbara says, Annie, do you have any bourbon slushies? Not tonight, man. I've got some pecan pie whiskey over there, though. Delicious. Goes great with coffee.
And you have cut corporate tax rates, and your opponent Joe Biden is planning to raise them. A lot of Americans think
Lynn, my favorite, the woman with the red mask nodding. She is everybody right now. Well, not everybody. She's our half.
Americans to maybe tell them why you want the corporate tax rate lower.
Jackie, girl, I am with you.
It's a great question. We created more jobs than this country has ever created.
Susie, I'm going to retweet our friend Susie Moore right now because I agree with her.
We're just hitting 160 million jobs. Companies are pouring into our nation because of the tax rate. And if Biden comes in and raises taxes on everybody, including middle income taxes, which he wants to do, you will blow this thing and you'll end up with a depression.
Can you guys read that okay? There you go.
We have something that's really good. The reason we're coming back so strong is because we built a very strong foundation. Companies are moving in. Car companies are moving into Michigan, into Ohio, into South Carolina, and North Carolina just today. So what's happening is they're coming in because we reduced the taxes. Our taxes, our corporate taxes, were the highest in the world, and now they're among the lower taxes. They're not the lowest, but they're among the lowest. And what that means is...
Kevin, hi Kevin. What are you thinking about Savannah Guthrie, folks? Oh my gosh, the woman's not happy. It's like she drew the short straw and had to do the Trump town hall.
And if he comes along and raises rates, all those companies that are coming in, they will leave the U.S. so fast your head will spin. We can't let that happen.
On the subject of taxes, as you know, the New York Times has obtained, it says, years of your tax returns, among other things. It says that you have debts of approximately $421 million that you have personally guaranteed and that will come due in the next 4 years. The question is, on behalf of voters, who do you owe $421 million to?
What they did is illegal, number one. Also, the numbers are all wrong with the numbers they released. And just so you understand, when you have a lot of real estate, you know a lot of it, okay? Right down the road to Doral, big stuff, great stuff. I'm very under, when I decided to run, I'm very under leveraged, fortunately, but I'm very under leveraged. I have a very, very small percentage of debt compared, in fact, some of it I did as favors to institutions that wanted to loan me money. $400 million compared to the assets that I have, all of these great properties all over the world, and frankly, the Bank of America building in San Francisco. I don't know what's happening to San Francisco.
I don't know. You might have gone upstairs.
Confirming that, yes, you do owe
Are you done yet?
No, I'm still talking to people. You want to say hi to them?
Hi.
Come over here and say hi. It's not a. Come over here. You have to get up. You have to. They don't want you to fall.
Evelyn, what you doing? Evelyn, get down here. Evelyn.
Hi.
Who's that on the TV?
Prison Swan.
Charlie, turn it off upstairs.
Betsy says, "Why do we care about his debt? We all have it." I think they're trying to make the case that he owes people money, and that could be compromising. But yet they won't even ask about the Joe Biden story, where he's been making sweet deals with people in Ukraine and China, and plus whatever Tucker Carlson revealed that I haven't watched yet.
Guarantees from the administration.
From the Obama administration? And did Hunter say that? Did they confirm?
They were emails from Burisma to Hunter asking for guarantees from them.
Burisma was emailing Hunter Biden and asking for Obama administration guarantees about money, access.
Stasher, access, world standing.
Was Hunter's reply a part of that?
I don't know, my phone is up here.
Oh, we'll be watching that.
Evelyn, you please go try and take your cousins?
What kind of gummy do we take?
Regular ones.
It's very routine in many ways. It's right there. They like to change the game, change the rules to everything. You know what they did with the Tea Party people? You know what they did with the religious groups?
There is no law or rule that prohibits you from releasing your tax returns.
And intelligence that having
Sure.
It talks about the income, which is rather massive. It talks about all of the properties they have.
Thank you, Vicky. She's full of energy and personality, that's for sure.
They run the company. I don't run the company. Statutory number. It's a statutory number. I think it's a filing number. You pay $750. It's a filing number. So no, I can tell you this. If I have no tax returns, as you know, they have to go to jail. It's illegal. But the numbers go wrong. But let me tell you what else. I don't owe money to any of these sinister people. This has been going on for years now. Russia turned out to be a hoax. And it turned out to be that Hillary Clinton and the Democrats who were dealing with Russia, not me. It's a whole hoax. So I would not mind at all saying who it is, but it's a very small. When you look at vast properties like I have, and they're big and they're beautiful and they're well located, when you look at that, the amount of money, $400 million, is a peanut. It's extremely underlevered. And it's levered with normal banks. Not a big deal.
All right, let's take a break. We'll get more voter questions right after this.
I think Savannah Guthrie probably goes off set and tries to get some oxygen and stuff to try to help her with her vapors that she's having right now. Oh my gosh. So we got to find out what does Tucker know? What did he do? Okay, let's pull Twitter back up here. I can make this. That's such a weird, why is it so, oh, is it because, see, I'm still kind of learning things here. If I made this bigger, would it get bigger on that screen? Did that get bigger for you? Oh, there you go. See how I learned that right there in front of you guys? You guys want to look through my Twitter feed with me? Do you want to see what I look at in the middle of the night while I'm trying to prepare for the next day? Oh my gosh. Dan Bongino. Savannah Guthrie is without a doubt the worst moderator I've ever seen. She's not a moderator. She's just angry. You guys keep telling me who you're watching and what you're thinking about it, because I'm going to use your reaction tomorrow in the show. Shannon Bream just tweets, flipping around between Tucker Carlson and both the town halls, there appears to be at least one potential voter who's very demonstrative, sitting behind President Trump. Yes, could make a pretty good guess about who she's leaning towards. Yes. Red mask lady, who are you? Red mask lady. Who is she? I want her on my show. Oops. Is it weird to watch me tweet and boring, or do you guys just when I don't have Katie and Ryan, they're the rest of my show. I need to add stuff to it. I could add my kids, I suppose. All right, let's see what else is going on here. I guess I could turn over to Biden. God dang it. I kind of want to go back and watch Biden in full by its own. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Sorry. It's only an hour, though, right? Aren't they only an hour? Is it not the stupidest thing in the world that Savannah Guthrie is sitting the same distance away from Donald Trump as George Stephanopoulos is sitting away from Joe Biden when they could be sitting there talking to each other and having a debate, not on two different channels? What is wrong with this debate commission? Oh!
Is that so angry? Is that angry?
Am I angry?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I sound angry?
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm angry?
Because you erred.
Because I erred? What's that sound like? Err.
You sounded that the first time you were mad.
Nah, I'm just frustrated.
Why?
These silly people.
Bah!
You need to have your ponytail redone.
Yeah, it's kind of redone at one time, but
Yeah.
because I typed it out because the hair wasn't on it.
So Mike Pence is going to North Carolina tomorrow? Huh.
That's
Ari
fun.
Fleischer says, I'm watching Biden, not Trump, but when this is over, I'd love to hear how many times the moderator interrupts Trump because Stephanopoulos is just letting Biden give 5 to 10 minute answers.
It's funny.
Amber Smith, who
Actually, it's good.
former deputy assistant to the Secretary of Defense, says it isn't a town hall. It's a debate between President and Savannah Guthrie. She's being ridiculous. Yeah, I'll retweet that. All right, Mr. President is back.
They're on the Captain America.
Thank you, Savannah. Thank you, President. 4 years ago, Senate leadership said it was inappropriate to support a nominee in an election year. Yet they fast-tracked your nominee for the Supreme Court just today. What do you say to the voter that thinks it's hypocritical to act in that manner and that they can't trust Republicans' word? So when he's elected and when a president is elected, they're elected for 3 years. And Justice Ginsburg said it best. I think talking about President Obama having to do with somebody else, that the president is put there for 4 years. It happened to come up, unfortunately, because I have great respect for Justice Ginsburg, but a vacancy happened to come up, and we picked somebody that's outstanding. She has been an absolute star, and I'm extremely proud of it. But again, plenty of time. I mean, there's plenty of time. We're going to do it before the election, but we also have much time after the election, but there's no reason to wait because it's almost unanimous. It seems to be certainly within the Republican Party, and frankly, most of the Democrats within themselves. I guarantee you that this is an outstanding person, and I'm using my strength. And you know, if you look at it, it's a big issue on the other foot. If they had this, they would do it 100%. So there's been 29 times when this has happened. All 29 times, a president has done exactly what I've done.
To the voters' point, I'll just say that in 2016, you were on another show, after another morning show, and you were asked whether President Obama should nominate the Supreme Court Justice Merrick Garland, and you said, I think the Senate should wait until the next president and let the president hit. Now, that was 8 months before the election. This is 3 weeks before the election.
Also, President Obama was definitely not going to be the president.
I'm here, Don.
Amen. He's saying that the Democrats changed the game with the way they handled Kavanaugh, and he is right. And America needs to remember that.
She'll have to make that decision. I don't think she has any conflict at all. the most important election in the history of our country. If for any chance, and it probably won't, and I hope it doesn't ever get to the Supreme Court, but if it did, I would think that she would rule one way or the other. I would think so. But for you, you think she would rule for you? I have no idea. I mean, of course, she'll rule one way or the other, but believe it or not, I never asked her about it. I never talked about it.
Savannah Guthrie just asked Donald Trump if Donald Trump thinks that Amy Coney Barrett would vote for him. If she would, it's not a sin and there's nothing wrong with that. Trump, just say you talk about grandkids like they did on the tarmac between what's her face and what's his face. Was that Bill Clinton? Red mask lady might change people's minds. A pro-life millennial. Can we later? Wait, the answer to would you like to see Roe v. Wade overturned should be about what the legislators do. They should make a law that makes it illegal. Savannah Guthrie, what the heck do you know about what pro-life Republicans want to hear? Yes, Joe, I agree with that. Ooh. The question is, what's he going to do to basically curtail police brutality and encourage people of color that they can be treated fairly by law enforcement? Support the blue. Oh, Red Mask Girl is nodding her head. This is what he didn't do in the debate, and this is what he's doing now. It's like you listened. He's talking about what he has done for the African American community. Thank you. Oh, this is what he should have done. He's doing it, guys. This at a debate with Joe Biden would be just nailed. But Joe Biden is snuggling with George Stephanopoulos on ABC instead of doing this. It's ridiculous. She's registered as Republican, voted for Clinton, and is leading Biden. And she's just talking about how handsome. This is the. What's happening? Hey, you guys, Trump's winning tonight. Trump is winning. We haven't felt this yet. This is good. Trump is winning. Jackie says Trump winning over the ladies with a smile. Wouldn't be the first time.
Mexico's working very closely with us. We have the strongest border we've ever had. We want people to come into our country. They have to come in legally. But we are working very hard on the DACA program. And you will be, I think, very happy over the course of the next year. Because I feel the same way as you do about it. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Mr. President, in point of fact, the DACA program, there are, under your administration, no new applicants are allowed. And in fact, the DACA recipients now have to renew every year as opposed to every 2 years. So in fact, the DACA program has been well curtailed by your administration. What happened is because of the pandemic, much changed on the immigration front. Mexico is heavily infected, as you know, and we've made it very, very difficult to come in because of the pandemic. One of the reasons is crime. But we have a very strong border right now, and we have to keep it that way. But we want people to come into our country.
Scott. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. Love the show, Annie and Team Scott. We love you. Thank you so much. A $5 super chat on the Annie Fry YouTube page. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you for being here tonight. We are always grateful to see all of these familiar faces who join us on these evening things. Misery loves company, right? Thanks for being here. I think even you, Savannah, would be very impressed. Joe says, Red Mask Lady giving thumbs up. Me too, Red Mask Lady. He's doing so great, guys. Alan, we're going to try to get Red Mask Lady. She's going to be on Twitter tonight. She's going to be on TV tomorrow. She will be on morning shows on cable news tomorrow. We're going to find her. I love her shirt. Thursday, October 22nd. What else is that? That's a date that sticks out in my head. Ah! Get her off! Oh my gosh, I can't. I can't make it get off my TV before Rachel Maddow breaks my television. Oh, Joe Biden goes for. Oh, okay. Now we can watch the second half of Joe Biden's debate. I didn't know it was 1 hour versus 2 hours. Joe Biden's up. It's not. It's just an event. They didn't do the debate. This is not sanctioned by anybody.
Well, first of all, I make it clear, I do not.
All right, now we're over on ABC watching Joe Biden.
I think you have to make sure that fracking is in fact emitting methane or polluting the well or dealing
Yeah, Biden gets an extra hour. See if he can handle it. It's a good thing he's sitting.
So it has to be managed very, very well, number one.
Brian, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it.
What we have to do is the future rests in renewable energy. The single fastest growing energy source in the world right now, because I'm going to say something that's going to sound self-serving, but I managed the Recovery Act, and I was able to invest billions of dollars into bringing down the cost of
Brad. Biden gets an extra hour because it takes him twice as long to answer questions.
So now it's cheaper than coal, it's cheaper than oil right now, and it has great, great promise. And it's also the fastest growing employer in the
Hey, James, that's a super chat feature on the Annie Fry YouTube page. So that's if the people who subscribe or follow us there, you can do that there. And it's totally not necessary. It like makes my night. $5. It's that easy, but you can do whatever you want there, but do not ever, ever, ever feel obligated to send a super chat. It's just something a little super extra that people do every once in a while. And I'm grateful for it. And we put all that money back into the equipment that we use to do these things, the software that I use to stream our show live every day and come to you live in the evening. I pay for that myself. And so we're just trying to put that stuff back in there and put, if we get super chats and stuff like that, just in case you guys are ever wondering what we do with that. Equipment, lights. I've got a professional light in front of me that if you saw me before, you couldn't see me. I was very shadowed. So that's the kind of stuff we do. So James, thank you for asking. And that's one of the reasons why we're going to do more on YouTube after the show so that we can, do everything we can to monetize the channel. And I will also tell you this, that YouTube, I wonder if I can show you here. I think I can here. Let's go to, hold on a second. I'll show you guys this because this is kind of interesting stuff. Stop screen. I'm going to share screen. This is what I get when I do my YouTube stuff because they have limited us in what we are able to monetize. So here, I'm showing you this screen. Can you see it here? But this right here, this is what I get. This video is running limited or no ads due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. It remains fully playable and is eligible to earn subscription revenue from YouTube Premium. So basically what they're saying here, because this has something to do with politics, they're saying that it's not, that when you watch a YouTube video, you usually will end up watching an ad ahead of time. And, as that goes through the process, we'll make some pennies off of that. It's not really that much, but essentially what YouTube is saying is my content that I do for my show is limited in scope as to what they will run on it from the beginning. So we're trying to build up our audience here on YouTube, on the Annie Fry YouTube page, and encourage the comments and the conversation there, the thumbs up if you're watching the video on YouTube, because that shows YouTube that we are a valuable channel to the people who participate in it and can help us grow there both in audience and hopefully financially as well down the road as we could do more evening stuff like this for you guys. So just kind of part of the game and part of what we have to deal with, but we're working hard to combat it and, make the most of it. Yeah, Joe, that's for sure. Hi, other Joe. Nice to see you.
I would stop giving tax breaks and subsidies We don't need to subsidize.
The idea that in this Joe Biden thing, he's sitting in kind of an amphitheater, like on the bottom, and he's looking up, and he's always scrunching. It makes him look like he's thinking. I mean, I think he is thinking pretty hard. You can watch when he's on a train of thought, and then he kind of forgets where he's going, or he's trying to remember that word, and because he gets real focused like that. But having the people just the angle of him looking up to people who are asking him questions, I think, doesn't paint him in the best light.
Of all non-renewable energy by 2030. You can't get there. You're going to need to be able to transition, George, to be able to transition to get to the place where we invest in new technologies that allow us to do things.
You guys want to see what's going on Twitter with me?
Get to net zero emissions, including in agriculture. I've laid out a detailed plan. We should be taking the plan where we allow significant more land to be put in conservation, planting deep-rooted plants which absorb carbon from the air, and in fact pay
Let's see
farmers to
here.
do it. We can do things like pelletize all the chicken manure and all the horse manure and cow
Speaking of
manure,
horse manure,
and take out the methane and use it as fertilizer and make a lot of money doing it. For example, right now down in people, when I say it, they wonder what I'm talking about. The biggest carbon sink in the world is the Amazon. More carbon absorbed from the air, diminishing global warming in the Amazon than all the carbon emitted on a yearly basis.
Oh, hey,
in the
Tina.
United States of America, all vehicles,
Thank
all
you.
so we have to use our
$5 super chat from, do you go by Tara or Tina? Because it's Tara Tina, right? That's what I recall. Thank you for the huge amount of time you spend connecting with your fans and audience. My friends, that's you guys, and I'm grateful that you are here. And you know what? If I'm going to have to watch this stuff sitting at my fireside in my comfy chair with my blanket all cozied up, I might as well spend some time with you guys. Tara, that's right. I got to get that right. Because what is it on Facebook, obviously, but the TT always gets me confused. And Tara, you're one of our OG YouTubers. We used to stream live on the 97.1 YouTube page, and then YouTube kicked us off and put us in copyright jail, YouTube jail, for 3 months because of a video that it dinged that was like 6 months old at the time. So we decided we were going to start developing our own show's YouTube page, my personal YouTube page. I use this for some Disney stuff too. But Tara, you've been around since like the beginning. So always good to see you here. And thank you so much for the $5 YouTube super chat. We really appreciate it. You guys are great. You make me so happy to be able to do this with you guys. Jan says, I would love another hour with Trump. Yeah, me too. Probably, honestly, though, Jan, you make a really, really good point. Always leave them wanting more. Don't overstay your welcome. When their debate was over, it was like that needed to be over. You know what I'm saying? So if there's a dog on the TV. Rosie's going to go crazy. If he would have been there for too long and would have lost his cool or something with Savannah Guthrie, it's actually better, in my opinion, that it was an hour. Give people enough of Red Mask Lady nodding emphatically in the background and giving him that opportunity to feel cool and collected and in command of the facts. Savannah Guthrie is the one who looked a bit neurotic. And to your point, you wanted more, and that's when you got to get off the stage. That's when you got to move on so that the next time you go out, people want to get more of you back, right? Tim Young, who's been on our show before, tweets, Savannah Guthrie's husband was Al Gore's traveling chief of staff. But let's all pretend she's not biased against Trump, okay? Well, you don't think Al Gore likes Donald Trump? I think you're right. Jan says, I never thought about that, but you're so right. I know, but when we want more, and of course, we probably are more prone to want more. When we want more and we're disappointed, you got to think that the other folks who are watching it, and on NBC, that's not friendly confines. That's great that he went and did this. It's great that he was the cool and collected one on the stage. And Savannah Guthrie did not, in my opinion, do yourselves any favors. And here's the other thing, folks. This is important to remember, that when Savannah Guthrie is given Trump the what for, there are people who are going to be like, yes, queen, and preach on, let him have it. Those people are always going to be like that. the people who tune in and they're like, let's see what he's going to do. Or the people who were watching Joe Biden because they like Joe Biden, they want Joe Biden to win, or they don't like Trump. Joe Biden goes to commercial, flip over to NBC and see how he's handling this. And when he composes himself and he handles himself in a way that leaves you wanting more, then you can make a real impression. He's not going to make that impression on people doing a Fox News interview. Nobody who isn't voting for Trump or who hasn't made up their mind is tuning into Sean Hannity's show to find out what Donald Trump says. To be like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to vote for him now. You're just not. There's base to make sure that you get out, the base vote. But if you're trying to push somebody who is like, I am not voting for Joe Biden, I am not voting for a party that's dabbling in socialism, there's no way, no how, but Donald Trump drives me crazy. I hate his tweets and I don't like the way he talks and I can't vote for that guy. If you're sitting here and you're starting to see some of the stuff that the Hunter Biden story is leading into, which according to Tucker Carlson's show tonight, which I will go back and watch after the Joe Biden thing, if people start to see this and see that Joe Biden's got some dirty dealings going on, here's what's going to happen. People are going to go, I can't let this guy get in office. They vote for Trump because they got to stop Joe Biden. Right now, everything revolves around, do I vote for Trump or do I vote against Trump? If you can add in the factor of I need to vote against Joe Biden, that could be the deciding factor in the election. And I have never thought that thought before. And hearing myself say that, I thought, that's a good point, which I don't always make good points. So that's pretty exciting to hear.
So peace is breaking out all over the world. Our troops are coming home. Serbia is talking to Kosovo. And the Arabs and Israelis are talking peace, which I believe is a modern day miracle what's going on.
Wow.
President Trump's foreign policy deserves some credit. A little, but not a whole lot. We find ourselves in a position where we're.
This question to Joe Biden starts with peace is breaking out in the Middle East. Kosovo's talking to Serbia.
You have Iran closer to having enough nuclear material to build a bomb. North Korea has more bombs and missiles available to it. We find ourselves where our NATO allies are publicly saying they can't count on us. We're in a situation as well where in the Far East we find ourselves in the Western Pacific where we're isolated as well. You have Japan and South Korea at odds.
Girl, Tara, you go buy whatever you want, wherever you want. I just want to make sure I get it right. I don't want to screw it up for you. I appreciate you.
Less secure than we've been. I do compliment the president on the deal with Israel recently.
Joe Biden just complimented the president. I think that's what maybe one of you commented. I think you guys are usually ahead of me because I stream my news.
17 major nations of the world were asked who they trust more, who's the better leader, and the president came in behind both the national survey, international survey, both behind.
Yeah, I'll keep scrolling through my Twitter so you guys can read along with me.
And look what Putin's doing. You know, you have American bounties on American military's heads in Afghanistan. There are more people there now, by the way, than when we left in Afghanistan. And we find ourselves in a situation where he spoke to Putin 6 times, hadn't said a word to him. And NATO is on the risk of beginning to crack because they doubt our concern, whether we're there. You see what's happening in everything from Belarus to Poland to Hungary and the rise of totalitarian regimes in the world.
Dave's saying people that are voting to keep Biden out just would not vote. Well, Dave, that's what I'm saying. The people, if the stories that are coming out right now can end up moving a small percentage of people, but a percentage of people nonetheless, into just not showing up to vote because they can't stand the idea of voting for something that's even quasi pro-socialism, but they don't like Trump. Maybe they're moderates, maybe they are super socially progressive, but fiscally common sense, obviously conservative, just my biased opinion. You might be moved to vote, to cast a ballot, to keep Joe Biden out of the office if what we are finding out is true about these emails regarding what Hunter Biden was doing with Joe Biden and Joe Biden being very aware of it. We'll find out more about that later tonight when we catch up with everything.
I mean, it's just not
Barbara, you're so right. Barbara says, guy looks like he's not buying Joey's answer. You see him, he's like this. One more question. Didn't they just have a commercial break? Do you see the stands?
I'm good, thank you. I'm the proud mom of 2 girls, 8 and 10. My youngest daughter is transgender. The Trump administration has attacked the rights of transgender people, banning them from military service.
Well, your daughter's 8, so I don't think she has to worry about the military right now. James, thank you. Glad to help. The least we can do for you. James, I appreciate that so much. I enjoy spending these evenings with you. And honestly, this stuff at this point, it's 8:15 at night, watching this stuff after having, I get up in the morning and I read and I watch and I see what's going on and I soak it in from the morning through the show at 3 p.m. And then in the last week or two, it's gone all the way into these. It has been since the first debate. This is my whole evening. It's too much. I admit that it's too much, but I can't come on the air and talk for 3 hours if I don't study this way. It's what I have to do because the studying is how I learn. I'm 36 years old. I'm not somebody who has a whole life experience of decades of following this stuff and predicting things. I have to learn so much. So being able to come here tonight and hang out with you guys and have these conversations, and honestly, you are so valuable in this instance, in this relationship, because you guys keep me grounded. I love reading your comments. I love hearing what you guys are picking out and what irks you and what you love, because that is real. I can watch the cable news networks and I can repeat what they say and I could probably have a moderately successful career, but knowing where you are is the most important thing. So for me to be able to come here and talk to you guys, I so much appreciate that. So the $10 super chat from James on YouTube, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. And don't ever anybody feel obligated to do it. If you do, it's very kind and I am super grateful. James, especially, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
That your other daughter has a right to be and do. None. Zero. And by the way, my son Bo, who passed away, was the Attorney General of the state of Delaware. He was the guy who got the first transgender law passed in the state of Delaware. And because of a young man who became a woman who worked for him in the Attorney General's office.
Just don't say sexual preference.
Got one more segment coming up. Thank you.
Man. Jean, thank you so much. $5 super chat from Jean. Thank you on YouTube. It's great. Thank you. I really appreciate it. James and Jean. Albert says, hope Joe tells the Corn Pop story here. I don't know if that's going to happen. Corn Pop was a bad dude. Okay, let's go back to Twitter and see what's going on over here. Oops. Nope. Kirstie Alley, she is a fireball. Megyn Kelly trying to get excited about this town hall on ABC, but confess I'm struggling. Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
The majority of people taking Rybelsus lowered their blood sugar and reached an A1C of less than 7. People taking Rybelsus lost up to 8 pounds. Rybelsus isn't for people with type 1 diabetes.
Ben Williamson, who is the chief of, I think he's worked with Mark Meadows, White House Senior Communications Advisor, Deputy Assistant to the President, Mark Meadows Advisor. Joe Biden just said on ABC with his climate policy, he does not consider the Green New Deal to be a crucial framework. Joe Biden's website, Biden believes the Green New Deal is a crucial framework. Unfortunate. So what are you guys thinking so far about this town hall situation? Like, do you think, I honestly do believe, based on what we saw with the Trump town hall, that he could have possibly made a good impression, like rectified some damage that he might have done during the debates. Maybe. see what else we got here.
We overpaid for this used car. We don't even want to show our faces around here.
If you don't see me, you're not seeing the most accurate price. Shop at Carfax. You won't have to overpay on a used car again. Shop a millions of great deals at the all-new Carfax.com.
Nobody knows. I was gonna say we need to get Red Mask Lady on here, don't we? Don't we need Red Mask Lady on this special Annie Fry show late night live? Wouldn't that be amazing if we could get her on here? You guys know who Bo Snerdley is? That's Rush Limbaugh's producer.
This is a game changer. The new iPhone 12 Pro with 5G meets Verizon 5G ultra wideband. Remember when the song
There's Red Mask Lady. Look at this. Here's a picture. Red Mask Lady with her mask down. They're gonna get a picture together. It's gonna be on the internet. Who is Red Mask Lady? We need to know. Let's see if we get an answer, folks. Tweeting is like fishing. You just keep throwing the line back in the water, and every once in a while you get a bite. It's pretty exciting. Tara says they need to find genuinely impartial moderators. Yes, they do. And who, like, okay, Joe Rogan is a name that comes to mind for everybody. Who else is out there that would moderate a debate that these guys would agree to? Let's think of some names. Who's fair? I actually think Megyn Kelly would be fair. Don't you? Do you guys think? I said this before, and I know people feel like Megyn Kelly screwed Trump over in the primary debate, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think she was nearly as offensive as most people do, but I think I'm in the vast minority that way.
Good evening. You say that you committed to entering this race after the events of Charlottesville in 2017. I assume that feeling that prompted you to run will not go away once the results are determined. So, hypothetically, if you lose, how will you use your platform to urge President Donald Trump and those rallying behind him towards the ideals of a more perfect union?
That's a nicely worded question.
Well, to be very honest with you, I think that's very hard.
Can you guys hear the debate in the background? Are you able to hear it? Let me know.
Learning from what's happened, what's gone before, instead of being chastened by being one of the few presidents, the only president to be impeached and then have a member of his own party vote to expel him.
He was impeached because of your son.
So,
It matters.
hopefully I'll go back as being a professor at the University of Pennsylvania and making the case that I've been made and at the Biden Institute at the University of Delaware, focusing on these same issues relating to what constitutes decency and honor in this country. It's a thing that got me involved in public life to begin with as a kid.
For half a century. And is it better? Because you'd think that over half a century you'd have to say that it's better, but it needs to be worse in order for him to get reelected, right? Huh? What did he say?
He said everyone's entitled to be treated with dignity. Everybody. And it was real. Everybody is. And so whether
Kevin,
I'm a defeated candidate for president,
Catherine Herridge, she'd be good, but I don't know if she would
it is a
want to do that.
element of everything that I'm about because it reflects who we are as a nation. And it's what makes
If I turn it up, but I need a compressor for when you speak, sorry. Especially when I'm yelling. It's terrible.
We are a country that is a country of slaves who came here 400 years
I turned it up a little bit. I might get kicked off of Facebook for that if they pick it up and say that I'm infringing copyright. But if you're watching, if you switch over and you watch us on YouTube, just go to Annie Fry on YouTube and you can subscribe to the channel there, and make sure you hit the notification bell. And then anytime we do these lives, you'll get a notification on YouTube. YouTube's less likely to kick us off.
Bring people together. When I said I was running because I wanted to unify the country, people said, well, they were the old days. We better be able to do it again. We better be able to do it again.
Mr. Vice President, if you lose, what will that say to you about where America is today?
Oh, here we go.
Well, it could say that I'm a lousy candidate and I didn't do a good job. But I think, I hope that it doesn't say that we are as racially, ethnically, and religiously at odds with one another as it appears the president wants us to be. Usually, you know, with all due respect, is divide and conquer. And I think people need hope. I think, look,
People need hope. What about the Bob Woodward takes? What about when Donald Trump said that he didn't want to make people panic and he knew how bad it was and he was acting on it and he was moving forward? He told Bob Woodward that he didn't want to make people panic because they need hope. Joe Biden says people need hope, and then everyone's like, yeah, hope and change, hope and change. Trump says people need hope, and they're like, you're a freaking liar and you're Satan.
that's a big thing. We got to heal this nation. Because we have the greatest
Unbelievable.
opportunity of any country in the world.
No, it's not. It's really believable.
First century, and we can't do it divided. One more break. We'll be right back.
Are they breaking every other question? Was this part of the deal? Okay, Matt, I think that Joe Biden's face is not the same looking face that, I mean, I'm actually struck when I see some of the pictures of him from maybe 10, 15 years ago even. Whew. All right, you guys want to browse Twitter with me for again here real quick? Let's see. Come on, man, you know the thing. Thanks, Mike. We know. Actually, I don't know the thing, and I worry that he doesn't either. Bam. That's why he has 2 hours. I'm all for Botox and fillers. If that's what makes you happy, go for it and do it. But
I'm speechless. Thanks for the Apoquel.
Carlo, okay, I'll call you Carlo. Did someone just say something about Tucker? Did I see that? I would like Tucker to debate and make Biden answer real questions. Yeah, they'd never agree to that because he'd get smoked.
Ruined our meal. I spent all day trying to master my Nana's recipe. I got everything right. Except for the plates. Not sure I'd even call these plates. 1 star.
Aubrey Huff, cut that out.
That'll leave a stain on your pasta night. Get Dixie Ultra Deep Dish Plates. Extra deep to help prevent spills. Dixie, make it right.
A migraine hope from Aimovig. To show up for the sweet, the hectic, the tender, the tense, and the fiery. But for many, migraine keeps them from saying, I am here. We aim to change that.
Joe Rogan. Why don't I follow him on Twitter? I'm the only one who doesn't. Now I do. Okay, guys, I'm going to ask you a question here while we're on a commercial break. Katie, Ryan, and I have been talking, and we've had this discussion before, but we're actually thinking we're going to do this maybe after the election, trying to figure out how we want to continue doing these evening things. Would you like to see Ryan do stand-up comedy? Would you like to see Katie sing? What things would you like to see us do, or what things would you like to join us doing on these live broadcasts that we can do in the evening, maybe a few times a month? Potentially, Jared, my husband, and I are going to continue to cook things together and have discussions with you. So any suggestions that you have for Katie, for Ryan, or for myself, let us know, because we enjoy coming to you and talking to this, and we enjoy coming up with fun things to participate, and we want to keep the mood light. And especially this winter with no sports on and probably spending more time at home. Let's figure out a way that we can help entertain you guys in the evening. So if you have any ideas, any suggestions of what you would like to do or like to see, please let us know. This is how I send things to Katie sound.
And we are wrapping up our town hall with former Vice President Joe Biden.
Carlos says, I'd love to see anything other than one-handed clapping with one or two hands. Well, Ryan is not here, so you're not getting that tonight. Okie Tokie says, all of the above, Annie. Awesome. We might have to try and fail at a few things to get it right, but if we try and fail, usually at least that's funny.
Yeah, by the way, before I came up here, I took another test. I've been taking every day, the deep test, you know, the one they go most. And because I wanted to be able, if I had not passed that test, I didn't want to come here and not, you know, expose anybody.
Kamala Harris's campaign has 2 people testing positive.
It's just decency to be able to determine whether or not you are, you're clear. And it's not, I'm less concerned about me than the people, the guys at the cameras, the people working in the, you know, the Secret Service guys you drive up with, all those people. And so, yes, I believe he will do that. Look, I'm going to abide by what the commission rules call for. I was prepared to debate him remotely, which was supposed to happen.
Is she
And
pacing?
he said he wouldn't do that. You know, a
She's
virtual debate,
Evelyn's conked out.
our town hall, he didn't want to do that. I didn't set those rules. The commission set the rules. So whatever rules they set, and I'm confident that the Cleveland Clinic is.
Ryan Fournier here says the media is entirely on Joe's side. They haven't asked a single question about Hunter Biden and his foreign dealings. This is why no one trusts them. Think about this for a minute, folks. This is a very, very good point. There is a massive scandal swirling around the Biden family right now, and he hasn't been asked a single question about it. And Donald Trump was forced and battered to denounce QAnon tonight. Is that not crazy? Without asking a question about Antifa, the people who are actually in the streets right now, causing riots and violence and destruction and taking businesses because they say that they have insurance and this is just, they're taking what should be theirs. All of this is happening right now. And Trump is forced at the fingertips of Savannah Guthrie to deny QAnon. And from what I understand, Joe Biden's not being pressed on Hunter Biden. You've got to be kidding me. So is this over? All right, now I'm turning this off. Now I'm going to watch the beginning of Tucker Carlson. You're going to put Evelyn upstairs? Okay, yeah, I'm going to get it queued up here. So before I sign off here for tonight, Tucker Carlson tonight, apparently, and my husband said he saw the beginning of this, but there are actual emails that Tucker Carlson is going to expose tonight that cause there to be a significant increase in understanding of what corruption actually took place. So I haven't seen this. You guys are really getting to see my nightly routine. That you get to hear what goes into my show prep. Gosh, Scott, you out. Thank you so much. Always great to see you, Scott, here. Appreciate it. I watch this stuff and then I go to bed and then I try to sleep and then I don't sleep and then I read Twitter and I read what Twitter is saying about what's going on. And then I put my headphones on, which is up in the scroll here. We talked about those. I have a set of headphones. It wraps all the way around my head. And it's a night mask, but it's got headphones in it, and they're Bluetooth headphones. So I have been putting on Michael W. Smith's album Still. I highly recommend it. It's like prayer and meditation with Michael. If you don't know who Michael W. Smith is, he's a musician. He's been around my entire life, does a lot of contemporary Christian stuff, but he also loves cinematic music. Oh, my dog's barking in the backyard. He does cinematic music. He loves like theatrical music. I saw him do a Christmas show, I think at Powell Hall. Powell Symphony Hall in St. Louis. Oh, so good. His voice is fantastic. He's a wonderful piano player. He's just a great singer. And so I would highly recommend you check it out. It's called Still. And it's prayerful, it's biblical. So if that's your thing, check it out. If not, then listen to Enya or something, which I also love. All right, I'm pushing play. Can I push play? All right, Tucker, what do you got? This is supposed to be groundbreaking. You guys, I'll watch this with you here, this first story, and then I'll probably head out. Tucker Carlson's got hair sticking up. All right, Tucker.
But not everything you hear is untrue, and not every story is
Vicky, bye. Thank you for watching. Night, okie dokie.
Did Joe Biden subvert American foreign policy?
Here we go.
In 2015,
Thank you, Kelly.
Joe Biden was the sitting vice president of the United States. Included in his portfolio were U.S. relations with the nation of Ukraine.
James, look at the IM I just sent you. Where'd you send it, James?
Influence over the Ukrainian government and the Ukrainian economy that any other person on the globe outside of Eastern Europe. Biden's younger son Hunter knew that he hoped to get rich from his father's influence. Emails published yesterday by the New York Post, documents apparently taken directly from Hunter Biden's own laptop, tell some of that story. Tonight, we'd like to bring you.
We can shut the windows.
We have another batch of emails.
Oh man, I smell skunk.
They also came from Hunter Biden's laptop. We can't prove that they did. We haven't examined that computer. But every detail that we could check, including Hunter Biden's personal email address at the time, suggests they are authentic. As we told you last night, if these emails are fake, this is the most complex and sophisticated hoax in history. It almost seems beyond human capacity. The Biden campaign clearly believes these emails are real. They have not said otherwise. We sent the body of them to Hunter Biden's attorney and never heard back. So with that in mind, here's what we have learned. On November 2nd, 2015 at 4:30 in the afternoon, a Burisma executive called Vadim Pozharsky emailed Hunter Biden and his business partner, Devon Archer. The purpose of the email, Pozharsky explains, is to, quote, be on the same page about our final goals, including but not limited to a concrete course of action. So what did Burisma want exactly? Well, good PR for starters. The executive wanted, quote, high-ranking U.S. officials to express their, quote, positive opinion of Burisma. And then he wanted the administration to act on Burisma's behalf. Quote, the scope of work should also include organization of a visit of a...
Hold on a second. I got distracted by James's message.
Well, good PR for starters. The executive wanted, quote, high-ranking U.S. officials to express their, quote, positive opinion of Burisma.
Thank you, Tanya.
And then he wanted the administration to act on Burisma's behalf. Quote, the scope of work should also include organization of a visit of a number of widely recognized and influential current and or former U.S. policymakers to Ukraine in November.
Wow, that's very specific.
Meetings with and bring positive signals and messages of support to Burisma. The goal, the executive explained, was to, quote, close down any cases / pursuits against the head of Burisma in Ukraine. So that couldn't be clearer what they wanted. Burisma
Hunter Biden and Joe Biden
wanted
have the same crooked smile.
to get their company out of legal trouble with the Ukrainian government. And that's exactly what happened. 1 month later to the day, on December 2nd, 2015, Hunter Biden received a notice from a Washington PR firm called Blue Star Strategy. Blue Star Strategy apparently had been hired to lobby the administration on Ukraine. This show has exclusively obtained that email. Hello all, it began. This morning, the White House hosted a conference call regarding the vice president's upcoming trip to Ukraine. Attached is a memo from the Blue Star Strategy's team with the minutes of the call.
Huh. You guys need to watch Tucker tonight. It's on Fox News. I just record it every night, so I always watch it on DVR.
Involved in an official White House foreign policy call. How could that happen?
Tucker is so important right now. Do you guys watch Tucker all the time? He's must-watch television.
The vice president gave a speech slamming the very Ukrainian law enforcement official who was tormenting Burisma, the exact guy. If the Ukrainian government doesn't fire its top prosecutor, a man called Viktor Shokin, by this point, the administration withholds $1 billion in American aid. Now, Ukraine is a poor country, so they had no choice but to obey Biden's bullying work. He bragged about it later.
I had gotten a commitment from
It's unbelievable. Joe says I do listen to Tucker. Tara says I love Tucker. Man, I just appreciate him so much.
So they said
Are you sure that dog doesn't smell like skunk?
we're not going to give you the $1 billion.
She's the late skunk. I wouldn't be
They
able to
said,
have her.
you have no authority.
I smell it.
The president said, I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. I think it was, 6 hours? I looked at it, it was 6 hours.
Well, son of a moon.
You're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired.
Ugh.
Now, Joe Biden gave that speech before the Council on Foreign Relations, so we pretend as if what he said was normal and officially authorized. This is how things are done. That's not true at all. This is bizarre. And the amazing thing about the video you just saw is that no one in that audience of Harvard graduates, not that are sort of smart people,
Went,
asked
holy
a
crow.
glaringly obvious question. Why was the Vice President of the United States threatening a tiny country like Ukraine?
Yeah, Brad, I think I do have a super sniffer.
That doesn't seem like the Vice President's role. Well, now we know why. Victor Shokin has signed an affidavit affirming that he was in fact investigating.
Well, that's cool, James.
At the moment Joe Biden had him removed. Shokin said that before he was fired, administration officials pressured him into dropping the case.
Dave, no cable here, but wait. Have to wait for him to upload to Facebook. Yeah, I would check out YouTube too. Does YouTube put them up pretty quickly? I bet they do.
Your son's got a lucrative consulting.
We do YouTube TV, and it's been really good for us, but they're fighting with Fox Sports Midwest and the local Fox Sports affiliates, and if they don't get that back by the time that the Blue Star will be cutting them. I don't want to because I really like YouTube TV.
Shockingly brazen. During the impeachment proceedings last fall, a State Department official called George Kent said it was widely known in Washington that the Bidens were up to something sleazy in Ukraine. I was on a call with somebody on the Vice President's staff, and I raised my concerns that I had heard that Hunter Biden was on the board.
Is this still happening?
This, George Kent could create.
Is the Joe Biden thing still happening? What's going on? It says it goes till 9. Are they just running 30 minutes of spots and the end? I'm not a big fan of YouTube. I'm really frustrated that they're censoring conservative voices so much. I really wish I knew if people who are espousing leftist ideology, if they were being censored as much as conservatives are. But like, I have YouTube TV, and the Young Turks have a channel on YouTube TV. Like, I can watch the Young Turks, and I don't think I have like what's saying Biden is over. Oh, there's dogs all over the TV. Shush, shush, shush. My goodness. All right, you guys, I think that this Tucker thing is a big deal, and I'm going to have to read more about it tonight. I'm trying to find, so like when WikiLeaks put out the Hillary emails, I would stay up late at night, like really stupid late at night, and I would read Hillary emails. I would do searches in the, hey, Jared, can I have a little more to drink? Can I have a little more to drink? That's fine. Thank you. I would read through the WikiLeaks emails and search things and look for things and get a vibe, and it was ridiculous to take that in firsthand for myself. And I want to read these emails.
Joe Biden subvert American foreign policy in order to enrich his own family. In 2015, Joe Biden was the sitting vice president of the United States, including the proposal for U.S. citizens in Ukraine. So at that moment, Vice President Joe Biden had more influence over the Ukrainian government and the Ukrainian economy than any other person on the globe outside of Eastern Europe. Biden's younger son Hunter knew that he hoped to get rich from his father's influence.
I like the word globe. Is that weird?
Documents apparently taken directly from Hunter Biden's own laptop. Tell some of that story. Simon, we'd like to bring we have another batch of emails from exclusive to the show. We believe they also come from Hunter Biden's laptop.
Yeah, I didn't think that they were searchable yet. Like the ones that are out there, the ones that have been put out there, right, Brad? Isn't that kind of how you understand it?
Email address at the time suggests they are authentic. As we told you last night, if these emails are fake, this is the most complex
Thank you.
He sent the body of them to Hunter Biden's attorney and never heard back. So with that in mind, here's what we have learned.
Pam,
November 2nd,
thank you for being here. You're so reliable. I appreciate you. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.
The purpose of the email to Sarsi is to quote, be on the same page about our final goal, including but not limited to a concrete course of action. So what did Burisma want exactly? Well, good PR, for starters. The executive wanted, quote, high-ranking U.S. officials to express their, quote, positive opinion of Burisma. And then he wanted...
Kevin, are you making that prediction? October surprise, DOJ opens investigation into the Bidens and Burisma? Could be. Let's see what's going on Twitter. Let's get this back up here. Go this way. Post-show recap. Yes, Dan Bongino. Who's the red mask lady? I'm just going to keep retweeting this until someone answers this. Who is red mask lady? Oops. You know, Trump needs to do a sit-down interview with red mask lady, and I am not joking. Boy, ain't that the truth. Don Martin just said, I missed the town hall. What's the red mask lady? Look at this. Okay, if you guys missed this, check this out right here. Look, watch this woman. Okay, we're starting this video. Is going to start over right now. Watch Donald Trump makes a point, and then this is what she does. Now she gives a thumbs up. They couldn't. This is marketing that you can't pay for that kind of a thing. It's so fantastic. Ooh. Here, I'm gonna show them. Look at this. So my husband and I, we play Scrabble on our phones. Is another way that we keep ourselves busy. Like we have all the spare time in the world. But I'll show you. Let's look at his Scrabble board. Those are his letters.
I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was about 6 hours. I looked at it, I'm leaving in 6 hours. And the prosecutor's not fired. They're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired.
Now, Joe Biden gave that speech before the Council on Foreign Relations. So we pretend that what he said was normal and officially authorized. This is how things are done.
So
that's not true at all.
Yeah, the placement of Red Mask Lady was just what was unbelievable. All right, let's see what else we got on Twitter here. We keep refreshing because stuff happens so quickly.
Why was the Vice President of the United States threatening a tiny country like Ukraine to fire its top prosecutor? That doesn't seem like the Vice President's role. Well, now we know why. Victor Shokin has signed an affidavit.
Yeah, Joe. I don't. That's what now? We still have 2 U's and 2 I's and an A and an E. It's not a good swap. Yes.
Your son's got a lucrative consulting deal with Ukrainian energy company. You tailor American foreign policy to help make him rich. Our foreign policy, even at the State Department, possibly the most cynical agency in government, this seems shockingly brazen. During the impeachment proceedings last fall, State Department officials told George.
What a troll. Look at this. This is from The Hill. Trump bashes NBC ahead of town hall. Ad, it's, quote, a free hour on television. You got to know that the people in the back rooms at NBC are like, you know, can't handle it. Which hashtags are trending at the moment? That's a good question. Let's find out. Is this what's trending? I don't even know. Nope. Trending. Here we go. These always make me crazy. Biden town hall, Trump town hall. Okay, all right. Mr. Rogers. Trump advisor Mercedes Schlapp compares Joe Biden's town hall to an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Savannah Guthrie. NBC anchor Savannah Guthrie was the moderator of President Trump's town hall event, and she doesn't like Trump. Carlos Correa keeps the Astros alive in the LCS with a walk-off home run against the Rays. Don't tell Senator Ben Sass. Twitter down. How can a hashtag be trending on Twitter called Twitter down? That just seems like in some very meta kind of way that shouldn't even be possible. Joe Biden, Mr. Rogers. More crap about the Astros. Couldn't care less. Kershaw. Bleh. DACA. Trump was pretty generous with what he said about DACA. Yeah, he did, and the Republicans in the Senate stopped him because they're idiots. How do you guys feel about DACA? Because I think that DACA, the immigration issue is not ever going to get solved the way that super anti-illegal immigration conservatives want it to. It's just not. Something insane and crazy would have to happen to this country to put that many Republicans into the House and the Senate to lock it down as much as some people do. I think that there is generosity, American grace and generosity that can be provided to these DACA folks. It's a limited number of individuals, and it's a compromise. You might feel like you're compromising when you do it, but any compromise you should. But the people who were allowed to come here and stay because our government wouldn't enforce its own laws. We have to fix our government first. And if we're going to make a concession anywhere, it's the DACA folks that I feel like I would make the concession with. I don't think that's going to be a popular opinion with all you folks, but I've been pretty consistent on that. I played that clip on my show today. He just said that basically Twitter's doing God's work, right?
Called it false and not true at the same time.
Jack Posobiec wants to know if they should host a town hall with President Trump. Yeah, and Trump would do it too. You know what? Maybe it's really smart for Biden and Trump to do these town halls for Trump's purposes. Maybe it's good that they did them at the same time so you could flip back and forth and see the utter obvious bias against Trump and for Biden that exists. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's how Trump has to fight his battles with Savannah Guthrie in pants that were either too short or too long, still not 100% sure, and shoes that Alicia Silverstone wore in Clueless. It doesn't matter, but they just were very distracting to me. They're probably, and here's the other thing, her shoes are probably the height of fashion right now, and I just don't like them because I remember them in the 90s, and I didn't like them then. But she was so at him, and it was so unbecoming. I have to watch more of the Stephanopoulos ones.
Today you had elected Democrats, members of the party that in just the recent past claimed to revere free speech, cheering on censorship.
Lori, I'm praying hard that Trump wins. God forbid if he doesn't. Lori nailed it. You have to pray. And you have to, whenever you get worrisome, which is what I've been doing lately, I just pray. And I pray that I'm reminded that my hope is in the Lord. And then I have to relax and move on. So hopefully that helps give you guys peace as well. James says, okay, I have to sign off. Had a great time on Facebook and YouTube tonight. Thank you, Annie. See you here tomorrow afternoon. James, thank you so much. Cheers to you. Some Diet Pepsi cheers for you. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for the YouTube super chat. That was super generous. And we really do appreciate it. And we appreciate you. So thank you. Have a good night. Joe says, I think Savannah was a good representation of the cynicism from the left. Yep. And people could go back and forth and see that for themselves. I mean, yeah, I think so. Holy smokes. Biden vowed tonight to make mandatory any vaccine that is 85% effective. Do we have any? They won't take it if Trump says to take it. That's how you know the world revolves around Trump, which is exactly the way Trump wants it, honestly. Is this like the beginning of Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay? Watch me whip. No, watch me nay nay. People are like losing their mind over him doing this, and I don't really know why. I don't get it. I don't think I've reached peak rage, I guess. Biden muddles through gentle Hunter-free town hall. Look at this woman go. This guy, I tell you what. All right. Carlo, good night. Thank you for watching. Tara, good night. Thank you for watching. I am going to sign off as well and take in a little more reading and maybe something a little lighter. And I think y'all should do that as well. So appreciate you guys being here each and every time we do this. We're going to do it again because next Thursday, a week from tonight, is the next debate. Katie and Ryan will be back over at my house and we will watch it together again. Tell all your friends and please get your Stumpy's whiskey this weekend. Send me a picture to the Facebook group with you holding the Stumpy's whiskey and we will all share a nice drink next Thursday while we watch the debate. This is going to be one for the ages. I'm really looking forward to it. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube page yet, please go ahead and go over to the Annie Fry YouTube page and give us a subscribe and a notification bell thing there. And we'll keep building this family. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we will see you tomorrow at noon.